The hay smells so nice.
I predict unmitigated disaster.
Dominic is he's gonna take the goats from their current home, which is way over there, and he's gonna, like, I don't know what he's gonna do. He's gonna get them across the lawn. What? Yep, you can hear them. They're really hungry. And he's gonna travel across the property into there where we have the mobile sheep netting set up as a temporary barrier. Screamy. Okay.
Ready?
Oh no! I'm nervous. Pied Piper. Dominic and his kids. Where are you going? Get back up here. No. Hey!
Who needs sheepdogs anyway?
Got sheep Dominic. Look at that. You're a professional.
See, the trick to moving animals is to have them be very hungry. We fed them just a little bit of hay yesterday, but they were out of food since yesterday over there pretty much. Very slim pickings left. So we want to get this area cleared out. I wish I had to cut in through the trees more, but it was too gnarly in there. But they've got a few days worth of food here. We're going to worm them here just before we put them in where our pasture is going to be, so that we keep the parasite load in there as low as possible. I don't know if barber pole worms live over winter or not, but when we get sheep next year, they can also get those. So I want their worm load to be as low as possible.
So I'm going to show you the difference between this side and this side. You can see that the grass is a lot longer here. They cut the grass right down, but they also just went to town on all of this brush. As he always does, he's going to move the poly wire now from here over to where they are now. We set up the, he set up the mobile sheep netting. The goats are doing good. Dominic got the poly wire in. I just noticed he's using the mobile netting here. He's only got the poly wire to connect it to the main, like our main line. I guess he's got the poly wire connected to the perimeter fence to electrify the mobile netting. But it's been good. They got lots of stuff to eat in there, so that's good. They're still really loud, because they're always loud. Hey buds, good morning. That was a weird noise. Yeah, it is the morning. Dominic came out and did the chores. We've been just relaxing in the house. This is the first nice day in a while, so I am going to go and pick rocks over where the pigs are. This is something we do before we move them, or after we move them. We've done it twice. We usually do it when we're done, but we should do it beforehand, and now that we're trying to catch up with everything. I'm gonna go over to where the pigs are, and I'm gonna pick all of the rocks out, throw them to the side, so when Dominic seeds it, there's not a bunch of rocks there, and it's more grass and more pasture for the sheep for next year. Anyway, that is what I'm going to do this morning. After checking on my kids over here, we had my mom and dad gave us this. Those at their house for the grandkids, and So they brought it out here when we moved, and the kids played in it a little bit, but it kind of fell apart when we were moving it one day. And I joked, because Dominic said it'd be nice for the goats to have something to jump on, and I joked that we should give them this, and he thought that was a good idea, so he put that up there. And they haven't played on it yet, as far as I know. I think that'll be really, really funny to see them up on it, and I hope that it happens, but I don't know. We'll see how that works out. Anyway, let's go and pick up all those rocks. We're getting bougie here now. We have a geese. Quick checkup on the paddocks here as the grass is growing. The first one is really tall. It's looks like it would have needed to been mowed like a week ago. It is looking thick and green. It looks so good. And then you can see the line here. That's where the poly wire was for the second one. So it didn't get seeded as well, didn't get turned up as well. But on the other side is where the pigs were for the second time. So this is 2 weeks behind this one, but it's gonna look like this in 2 weeks. It looks so good. Really excited. And hopefully this just continues well into the fall. We have really mild, now knock on wood, we have very mild kind of warm falls here, so I think that our growing season is going to kind of be a bit longer than others that might be able to start a little bit earlier. So this is really exciting. We're going to have the pigs until about November, so we'll be moving them in every couple weeks. We're getting ready to move the pigs again today, but it's looking really good. So I'm clearing up this area, and it looks like this was already a rock pile from somebody clearing out another part of the field. This whole area that we live in actually used to be farms and fields, decades ago, but at one point they were farms and fields. And so you'll find, you'll see if you're driving around, you'll see like old foundations or old rock piles where they've piled up, where past farms have piled up the rocks when they were clearing the land. So I suspect that this is what this is, because I know that there was a farmhouse on this property. Not our house. Our house is fairly new. It was built in the 90s. But there was an old farmhouse on this property, and this used to be farms and fields. So it's kind of funny because this is someone's old rock pile, and I'm moving it now again. Okay, that is a wrap on that section. So Dominic's gonna seed this today, and I think he's gonna move the pigs today, but I don't know, that might not happen. She is always trying to eat me. If she had a moment to dig in, I'm sure that she would. She's always testing the limits. But I want to show you a couple treasures that I found. So first of all, I found this hinge where I was clearing those rocks that were piled from a previous farm. I found a hinge near there, so I wonder if there was a gate or something near where they were piled, and that's what this is from. So that's interesting. We found in situ with that. And also, if you grew up in the 90s in the Maritimes, or maybe the early aughts, you're probably familiar with Hostess ketchup chips. I found that bag and I was like, oh man, I haven't seen those in a while. I don't know if Hostess rebranded or is owned by Lay's or something. I think they might be owned by Lay's, but you don't see these around. But if you were at a party or something when you were a kid in the 90s, there was always a bag of or several bags of Hostess ketchup chips. Anyway, I thought that was fun, but I'm gonna head back in, get some coffee, and Dominic's gonna come out and do whatever he's gonna do. You know how I was opening the gate earlier? Let me show you. There's an easier way. Ooh. All right, Dominic is ready to seed, so I'm just gonna set up a little time lapse. Say hello to the friends. Hi. That copper one is gonna bite me again, I know it. She doesn't bite me as much when she's been fed recently. All right, looks pretty good in here. Just a little bit of garbage. But, hey, I'm gonna set up a time lapse. Dominic is gonna seed it, and then the pigs are going to till it up. So we usually, we seed right before it's gonna rain, and we leave the pigs in there for like a maximum of 2 days after, so they can till it up a bit, but not too much. And then when we move the pigs and the rain comes, then the grass has a chance to grow. Closing the gap. You, get away from me.
Milligrams.
Same.
1 milligram per milliliter. Because I'm going to be forcing.
You have to stop in time though.
Alright, so that was lots of fun. They are totally wormed. They might have been fine to begin with. They were wormed before we got them, but they were looking a little bit gray underneath their eyelids. So if they look a little bit gray, that means that they could be anemic and it could be from worms, but...
And their eyelids were really gray for a little while. But once we got mineral to them and stuff, they pinkened right back up, so... I don't know what that has to do with anemia or not, but... Anyway, they started getting really pink eyelids. But why not give it to them anyway?
Yeah, so... I mean, we're gonna eat the goats, so... It's not like they're gonna get a dependence on it for that much longer.
Look at the big log they threw on the fence from just yesterday.
Oh yeah.
Okay, Daddy just gotta talk to Mommy for 1 second. We saw the first area where the grass is back. Pigs were in there. Pigs were here. Grass is, you know, halfway cooked. This is what it looks like once the pigs have been in a place for a couple of weeks. This is what I do before I put the pigs in to an area as I go through and I cut out most of the trees. Now, I failed to do that on the last strip, and I feel like the grass isn't coming in as well as a result. I don't want to cut everything out like I did in the first section. I want to cut out any of the trees that are like low value in my opinion. So that will be twisted up trees or really small trees that are just going to cast a lot of shade and not really do anything for me in the future. But any that are like really nice and straight, or any that are already, you know, 8 inches or more diameter that maybe they could be milled someday, I'll leave those up to provide shade for the animals and just, you know, habitat for other animals and stuff like that. Not just the farm animals. And then I burn like a lot of the boughs mostly, and some tree tops especially, stuff that's not going to be really useful for me. And then I make logs here just that I could use for campfire or for if we get a wood burning furnace in the future, which I'm thinking about. So I'm keeping all the rotten stuff and lots of dead branches around to fill in holes and just let it rot in place and kind of cover up that dirt and stuff too. But I might give that... No, I'm going to put the pigs in here today, so I'm not going to burn that again. I'll just let all that rot in place and sacrifice this amount of area of grass for now, which is fine. So in 2 weeks, this area should look like where the pigs are now. In a month, it should look like the last place the pigs were, and in a month and a half, by say September, it should be hopefully grassy in here if we seed.
As we always do, Dominic is moving them, and they're really hungry when they're moving, so that they follow the bucket, and we have no problems getting them where they need to be. But they're getting a little bit aggressive, and they might bite off a toe. So I have my sandals on, and that was a mistake. I think we got to get some steel-toed shoes here. Okay, because this is a fine house or shelter for them, he's not building a new shelter this time. He's just going to be rearranging the poly wire so that they can go back into the shelter, but they'll be on this side over here. So that's the plan. He's walking along the perimeter of the fence and seeing where there's any big gaps that the pigs might be able to fit under. I don't think that they're going to go under them, but he's stacking up some logs just to kind of deter them from trying to squeeze their way in there. They're pretty respectful of the wire. You hear them every once in a while when they accidentally touch it. They don't like it. So we don't suspect they're going to try to go through, but stack some since we have a bunch of logs. May as well stack them down under there like that.
I have.
He's gone to get the food. It is moving time. He has put the poly wire around, and well, the first layer, and then when he moves them, I'll put the second layer there. But it is pig moving time.
Come on. Come on.
Usually you step on it.
I don't want to do that this time.
How hungry are you?
Let's go. Let's go. Big, 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 big. Big, big, big.
Oh, here she comes. She's bold. Alright, once one comes, they're all coming.
Oh, it's right on my toe.
Oh no.
I'm going to pour it on the hill here so I can get busy. Take them a while to eat it. I know it's probably harder for them to eat. Alright, let's get that second wire on, turn on the fence before they all take off.
What's up, buddy?
It's gone.
So the poly wire is up, the 2 wires are up, the pigs are in, they've got their dinner, and they're getting to work rooting right away. So it's really exciting to see how the land is changing kind of so quickly. So we're at the end of July now. We're gonna have these pigs for another August, September, October, another 3.5 months maybe. And if we're moving them every, 10 days to 2 weeks, then we're gonna have like a lot more grass, a lot more open space. It's really exciting. We have got an 1.25 acres that are perimeter fenced off that we're planning to clear this year, and we have another 25 acres that extends back along the property about 1 acre wide. So it'll be exciting to see like over the years how it all changes. Thanks, Martin. But they're getting to town and it's awesome. Get your animals to do your work for you and clear your land, especially if you live in Nova Scotia where it's 75% forest like this.